The next product we're going to review today is STELLA from STELLA AI. And this is a new category of digital voice assistants that's aligned with current trends in automotive retail as dealers seek to increase operational efficiency by looking to technology to help reduce some of the friction in the customer sales process and to create a more sustainable customer experience to increase loyalty and lifetime value. Let's explore this a little more deeply. We all know that customer loyalty can often be impacted by the service drive because booking a service appointment can be very difficult. At least in my experience, it's always been that way. Whether you're put on hold or promised a call back, consumers want a fast and easy way to schedule their service. And STELLA is the perfect next hire for your dealership because STELLA picks up the phone on the first ring. Using natural language processing, consumers can have a natural, normal conversation with STELLA to book their service appointment, to check on recalls, and to confirm or cancel their service appointment because of the deep integration with the dealer's DMS and service scheduling software. The technology behind STELLA is mind-blowing when you consider all of the ways in which the software can deal with accents and communication, and then also look up the exact vehicles that the customer owns to book the right vehicle with the right op codes directly into the DMS. But don't take my word for it. Let's take a look at the video that the team at STELLA sent over to us to show you why STELLA should be the next hire at your dealership.
My name's Jocelyn Baudet. I'm the founder of STELLA Automotive. STELLA Automotive delivers a market-leading new technology, new for automotive, which is an AI that answers the telephone. It's like a Siri or an Alexa, but it talks over the phone. And it's the industry's first true AI conversational experience. And I think it's market leading, not just in automotive, but also in general in the world. It's market leading even for like an airline or a tech support experience. So we're really excited. We launched it a year ago. We're 1 year in market. What STELLA does is she answers the telephone. She helps consumers at the rooftop level, and she answers in one ring. She routes calls and she books appointments, and she also answers questions. And then she reduces the call volume to the dealer's BDC or their main line because she skims off a lot of the low-hanging fruit type calls. And she executes flawlessly. As an AI, she's very intelligent. She knows about car dealerships and repairs and sales and service, and she knows the employees at the rooftop. And she also knows how to answer questions about hours, and she can transfer calls. So I think what we'll do now is just give a demo of STELLA and show some of the things that STELLA can do. And the first thing I'll say is the STELLA system is easy to connect. It goes straight, the dealer just simply forwards phones to STELLA.
How can I help you?
I want to bring my car in for an oil change tomorrow morning.
Are you calling about the 2016 Toyota Camry?
Yes.
All right. Could you please state the approximate mileage of your vehicle?
I'm not sure. It's around 15,000 miles.
Thank you. Before we proceed, do you require any other services for your vehicle?
You can rotate the tires.
Okay, let's book your appointment. Will you be dropping off your vehicle?
Sure.
Please wait while I check our schedule. I have an appointment available for tomorrow at 7 a.m. for drop-off. Would that be okay for you?
Okay, that'll work.
Would you like to confirm your appointment?
Yes.
I have successfully scheduled your appointment for tomorrow at 7 a.m. to drop off your vehicle.
Okay, so Stella, that's about a minute, books the appointments, speaks to the customer. She does a lot of functions. She'll then go put that into the dealer rooftops scheduling system. She selects the opt code. You notice that she did the car lookup and she knew that I was an existing customer. Across our customer base, we find about 65% of callers are known and about 35% of callers are unknown. That can vary at the rooftop level. And that context awareness really knocks out a lot of the time in the call. It's super hyper efficient. And Stella's average customer service score is 85%. So we find that in most dealerships, that's an improvement to the overall CSI score for phones. And Stella therefore raises the statistics of the dealer for telephone experience. The customers are delighted. And we skim off a lot of phone calls because dealers have a high volume of their phone calls are related to booking appointments. But let's look at a few more phone calls. So I'll be calling back and we'll see that Stella.
This call may be recorded for quality assurance. I'm Stella, your digital assistant. How can I help you?
I want to cancel my appointment.
Do you want to cancel the appointment tomorrow at 7 a.m.?
Yes. Okay, so I'm going to let that go. So you see, she knows who I am. She's looking it up in the scheduler, and there's that call. And let's try something else.
How can I help you?
Habla español.
I'm transferring you now. One moment, please.
Okay, and what the product does is transfers, it has a roster of employees that speak Spanish and transfers directly to those staff as desired by the dealer. Let me show you another one.
Thank you for calling Bach Toyota. This call may be recorded for quality assurance. I'm Stella, your digital assistant. How can I help you?
Yeah, my car is stuck on the side of the road.
Would you like to be transferred to roadside assistance?
Yes, please.
I'll transfer you now to a
Okay, and then she provides the phone number in case I get disconnected. We can also ask about hours. We can ask for specific staff members. And she also takes voicemail. So at nighttime and on weekends, when callers call in, they can either book an appointment or leave a message for a staff member, and Stella will deliver that transcribed and in the inbox of the dealership. So we find overall the statistics that Stella is accomplishing are pretty astounding. It's a win-win-win overall. She decreases the operational expense by 20% or more. She increases show rates. We find because it's so easy to cancel and it's so easy to book that people will cancel. And so our show rates statistic is from a normal dealer show rate is about 75%, and Stella's show rate is 95% statistically across our client base. We also are able to protect the privacy of the data. It is dedicated to that rooftop, and they can control the reporting and what sort of data they see, of course. And then if they wanted to share it with their group or OEM, they can have privacy settings on that. And the system is a true enterprise grade capability. It's scalable, and that means that you could have 8 or 9 or 10 customers call at the same time, and Stella has no problem dealing with spikes during the day. We have found out that over time, working with dealers, Mondays, there's definitely hot spots on Mondays between 8 a.m. and 12 noon. And I think most dealers know that, but statistically, really buttered out through the week, we have spikes at dealers. So what Stella solves is that when you're lightly staffed and there's a spike event, you're not going to have a degradation of performance or delivery to your customer. We find that about 10% of all calls are outside of business hours, and where they're calling on nights or weekends. So Stella generally takes care of 100% of calls outside of business hours. And then she is the lead solution at every dealer we've ever deployed. They do put Stella first for appointments. It is not a backup plan. It's actually the first plan. The reason why is Stella is consistent. She gets it right every time. She asks all the right questions. She delivers the brand and she gets a score. She enters the data. We do find at a lot of dealers at call centers, they tend to rely on 5 or 6 opcodes for just about everything. Stella is able to map opcodes accurately based on the description of the problem that the customer gave. She also is able to distinguish between maintenance and repair, and understands, that if the dealer is managing those appointments differently, of course, for a longer time in bay, longer appointments, Stella can accommodate that because she's intelligent. And we look across like, well, how is Stella doing in the first year? We have a very large number of dealer groups onboarded. We've had a knockout first year. The product has evolved. We have evolved on moving from just booking appointments to now doing reception. And we've also evolved through reporting. Initially, Stella just reported on bookings. She now reports on call transfers. And as far as bookings go, we see quite a yield over the course of the year. There's many different ways to deploy Stella in the sense that it's easy. You just forward lines to Stella and she says, how can I help you, in one ring. But some dealers forward the service line. We have a few dealers that forwarded the main line. Sometimes they have 4 or 5 or even 10 lines and we're getting 2 of them. So results vary partially depending on how they decided to deploy. We find it a very dynamic, exciting product. The dealers have been really fun to work with, and we've been able to make a really big impact in their ability to deliver and deliver consistently with a good brand alignment. We have several dealers that have promoted Stella. One has 8 or 9 stores around the floor saying we're 24/7 for scheduling. We have a few that have put things in their website, bragging about that they have an AI. So we find the brand alignment has strengthened as people get more comfortable and feel more confident in ability to rely on the AI product. And then I'll just conclude out, there's a general consensus that people hate talking to bots. I think I'd probably be the first in line. When we talk to a bot, that's usually because they're not very smart and they don't actually help you. That is not the case with Stella. She is not a bot. She's a full-scale AI. She's integrated at the rooftop level for every brand, every rooftop with their schedule, pulling their customer data, and she's incredibly intelligent. So I'll wrap with that. Thank you so much for the opportunity, and we're really pleased to be part of AWA this year.
I hope you can see from the video that you just watched why Stella could be the perfect addition to your dealership staff. Answering calls on the first ring guarantees customers are being served in a timely manner. Using natural language processing means that no clumsy IVR routes are involved. And with deep support for the dealer's DMS and opcodes, well, Stella makes the ideal strategic decision for dealers who are looking to reduce operating costs and increase customer loyalty. Keep in mind that DVAs are a budding new area of technology that's super exciting, and I expect to see more applications of DVAs across the entire retail operation in automotive industry. If you need some more information, just go to STELLAautomotive.com. Book yourself